Okay, so for this episode, we're gonna try and install a oil cooler kit. So I'm gonna guess that something like this is gonna connect to here and some magic's gonna happen. But there's one more thing in the kit, which is this boy. So this will kind of go on. Basically, this whole kit's gonna adapt to where your oil filter is, and it's gonna run these lines out to the front in front of the radiator, just so you can cool down your oily boys. So, first thing we want to do is take off the oil filter, and I loosened mine a little bit, kind of dented it up a little bit, no problem. And we're gonna screw this on. So this screws onto your oil filter like that. That's how you hold it in place, and this will be onto your block into where the oil thingy boy shoots out. And then you're gonna have this on it. So now what I'm wondering is, yeah, I guess it just threads right on.
Mm-hmm. From what I can tell. Looks
Nice.
good.
So before I do that, I'm gonna go onto my, I'm gonna drop it. And then when I'm done picking it up, I'm gonna go and bring it to my toolbox and see what size this is, because I'm gonna need to tighten it more than just finger tight. Just put that on by hand first, because you don't want to cross thread anything.
Nope.
Not today anyway.
No, not today. Maybe another day, but.
And then you put your little socket on there that doesn't want to fit because it's not long enough. So vice grip it in.
Definitely want to do this.
Well, when you got no choice. Even this doesn't work.
Shit, homie.
Oh no, it does.
It's good?
Yeah.
Professional installation with Daniel.
Pretty tight now. Nice and lubricated up. And this will just slide right over here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna like mock up the lines so we can get an idea of how this is gonna work. I want to run my lines underneath, in between the motor mount, and then underneath here. Like there's a little spot in the frame. If I run this underneath here, underneath the frame like I was talking about, that's one over there, and the next one can go here.
Yeah.
In the shorter side. So let me do the longer one first. Actually, let's just take it off. So we can do it like this. It's a lot easier when it's not on the car. Oh, scratch up all your new parts. It's always good to do that.
Yep.
We slide it back underneath that spot that I was telling you guys about. And, well, I don't know how this is going to work. Because this is like weird the way this is. I guess one will be on one way, one will be on the other side. Anyway, there we go. Okay,
Get it?
we've got it on there. And we're going to use this old oil filter just to test it.
See if it works.
You're going to want to put a little bit of pressure on it just so it catches the threads right away. And angle is good. It's not going to interfere with anything.
Nope.
So you want to keep in mind the engine could flex a little bit with the motor mounts, but not a lot. These are pretty solid. So I've got about a 1/4 inch on each side of play. I don't know if that's good or bad, but we're going to run it anyway.
Well,
and that's locked in place pretty good. So now we're going to take a look at our oil, what do you call it? The little cooler.
yeah.
So this boy has to be on the bottom, or it can be anywhere, but I'm going to put it on the bottom over here in front of the rad.
Let's see if I can.
And it's supposed to be tied up to the rad. So I somehow have to make these mounts, which are super flexible, mount to the bolts that are on the body, on this frame. I guess it would be the rad support. And then it can mount to these, so it'll go this way actually. Which
Sick.
is perfect because it lines up there.
Here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go around the other side.
Yeah, you go on the other side.
Yep.
So I have to figure out a way to mount this. I'm thinking this way, like that, bracketed to here. I don't know if it's saying there shouldn't be an air gap in between, but like, if I run it touching the, like, radiator, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get these on, because there's so much. Okay, so I figured out that I'm terrible at what I'm doing. This is the way I think I'm going to run it, because it's the only way the hoses will allow me. On the side like this. Kind of not it's the only way it doesn't interfere with things. So I was trying to find a way to rig this to slide into here and bolt onto here. And so far I can't really figure out a way to do that to make it look pretty. Like it just keeps getting in the way. So this is going to be on a weird angle and it's going to go into there and somehow bolt up. How did I do this? I had it a second ago. That's so much, it's so ugly. Oh well, it's the way it's going to have to be. And then
for now,
I'm just going to have to cut the top off that and find another way to make this work in the future.
That's what I mean, yeah, just have it there for now.
Right now, I think it's good enough. Alright, so we're going to loosen it up in this spot and hopefully we're going to be able to use this as a mounting point for the oil cooler. But the point is you want the oil cooler to be touching the radiator like as flush as possible. So let's tighten this boy down. It looks like garbage, but...
That's okay, you just cut the end there?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to build some kind of like... I'm gonna fabricate something.
Yeah, weld something, that's what I was saying, yeah.
I'll make something nice in the spring. So I got this basically mocked up against the radiator. I have to fix these mounts because this is what it came with. So I'm gonna use these angles to roughly make some kind of mount for myself that looks really nice. And I'll just paint it black basically. But yeah, the oil cooler lines don't bind, they don't get stuck on anything. Looks pretty good. So the mount on the bottom is also just temporary. It's kind of just sitting there. And I'll fix that later. I can use like a proper way to mount this. But for now, that's it. That's like, I guess, how you mount it with the kit if you wanted to. But yeah, I'm going to do it a different way. See you next time, boys.